The playoffs kicked off yesterday in grand fashion. First two games were boring, but that's exactly what I said they would be. Blowouts. Philadelphia completely in control against the Nets. They won every quarter last night. And the real thing that we learned was that James Harden is in great shape because he was hitting three after three and he looked good. So that's an important thing when you're trying to figure out how good Philadelphia is because they could be really tough with that inside-outside combination. Second game was less exciting. The Celtics wiped the Atlanta Hawks out, and I predicted that one as well. They were up by over 30 points, so the score didn't really indicate how much of a one-sided game that was. The next two games, however, were absolutely fantastic. The Knicks beat Cleveland on the road, and they looked really good doing it, hitting shot after shot. That was the lowest scoring game of the day, and just an exciting game. The Knicks are exciting. They just play well as a team. I don't know what's up with Cleveland. You look at their roster, and they just seem like they should win, and they absolutely looked great yesterday. Also in the beginning of the game, behind the back passes, they were really playing well together, but I think that's really a testament to just how good the Knicks are, and they really do seem to have Cleveland's number. But as I said, it remains to be seen if the Knicks can win games at home. So I really hope they can do that because I'd love the Garden to be an exciting place for basketball to happen, the Mecca. Great win for the Knicks. Very exciting start to the playoffs for them. And then the last game, oh my God, the Warriors versus the Sacramento Kings. And the Sacramento Kings proved that they could play the same style of game that they did in the regular season. De'Aaron Fox, fourth quarter Fox, going nuts, taking control of the game, hitting shots. The Warriors, this is a really rough matchup for them because they are going up against a team that can go punch for punch with them scoring-wise. So went right down to the finish, and Curry had a shot, and he didn't hit it, and it didn't send it to overtime. It makes them look very mortal, very beatable. Now the test for Sacramento will be to make sure that they don't get too happy about this whole thing and focus because they got a lot more wins to get, and none of them will be easy. But that was definitely a very big win for Sacramento, and they lit the beam. Today we have another 4 games, and the big question for today is, does the first game in each of these series follow the same pattern that we saw yesterday? We have the Lakers at Memphis. Memphis is only -4. I feel like there's a lot of hype around the Lakers for obvious reasons, but the fact is that Memphis should wipe them out in this game. I don't think that I think this is the kind of game where the Lakers try, and then when they realize that they can't succeed, that they let this one go and try to save their energy for game 2. Because the Lakers' mentality is just to steal one game and then have the home court advantage, and I don't think this is the game that they'll be able to steal. So definitely take the Memphis Grizzlies -4. Heat Bucks, this could be -20, and I would take the Bucks. I think it's the same exact situation as the Lakers game where you have all these veteran players or veteran stars in Jimmy Butler. These guys pace themselves. They don't go all out when they don't think that they have a chance to win the game. So I think that this could be a blowout as well. And then following the same pattern, the third game of the day is the one game where I will pick the away team. I'm not sold on Phoenix. I think Phoenix is listed as the favorite of the Western Conference kind of by default, just because there's so much parity there and people don't know exactly what they're going to get from teams like Denver and Sacramento and Memphis at the top of the bracket. Phoenix being the favorite just doesn't make any sense to me because I just don't know how good they can be with Kevin Durant joining the team late and them trading away their defense in Michael Bridges and Cam Johnson. So I don't think they cover this spread if they win the game at all. And I think the Clippers are vastly underrated just because Paul George is hurt. They were a stacked lineup before Paul George was hurt. Everyone's like, wow, they go 12 deep. Well, guess what? There's definitely a man up when you're that deep. I think that the Clippers are going to be fine. I think they might beat Phoenix in this series, but they're definitely going to cover 7.5 point spread. And then finally, the last game is very similar to the last game of the night last night, where you have Minnesota and Denver, and people are wondering if Denver is going to be able to play the way they played during the regular season in their first home game. The fact is, I'm not sure because they limped into the playoffs. They did not have nearly the same momentum that Sacramento did. The big question for Denver, are they legit? And this is your first chance to prove it. I'm sure they've heard enough about how they always win one or two series, but they're not really a contender to win the title. I would definitely like to see a healthy Denver Nuggets team play well together and wipe Minnesota out, but I'm just not sure. But I'm going to take Denver -8 here because I made the mistake of not taking Sacramento last night. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I think Denver can definitely beat Minnesota by 8 points or more because I think Minnesota is definitely hobbling into the first round after a very tough play-in series for them. I went 3-1 yesterday, so I was not useless. I was very happy not to be useless. I hope I don't go 1-3 tonight because I do not want the useless crown back on my head. But once again, those picks are Memphis -4, the Bucks -9.5, the Clippers my sole underdog at +7.5, and Denver -8. Enjoy the games, and I will try to make a much nicer looking version of this with a lot more fun graphics, but I do not have the time now, and I wanted to make sure I get the picks up before the games start. Enjoy the games. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.